Hi, everybody. It's me, Leo Brown, back on here once again for Let's Talk About It. So, today we're going to talk about Monique, Gayle King, and Oprah Winfrey. All right. First of all, before I begin, I want to say thank you to all of you who are watching, who are commenting, who are subscribing. I try my best to read and respond to the comments. Um, but I'm not gonna lie, I get busy like anybody else. I'm human, and I hope my lighting is better because I know a lot of you have commented that my lighting was off. So I hope this is better. Let me know. Okay. Anywho, so let's get into it with. I'm gonna go with the Gayle King thing first because I feel like that's a really hot topic, and that's something that I think we need to discuss. So, um, Gayle King and her comments via Kobe Bryant. So I saw the interview with Lisa Leslie. By the way, Lisa Leslie looks beautiful. Like pink is really her color. She is absolutely gorgeous. And what I saw, and the interview actually lasts like 5 minutes. I think it lasts like 5 minutes and 33 seconds. So from what I saw the interview, I thought the interview was great. I thought she did a great job. Because the first, I would say maybe three, almost even 4 minutes of the interview was about Kobe Bryant, his legacy, about how he wanted to be like Michael Jordan, about how he and Lisa Leslie were friends, and like how she will always remember him. And there were several moments in the interview where I saw Miss Leslie like not break down, but she became somewhat emotional at times, depending on what they were talking about. And what I noticed was that Gayle kind of slid the question about excuse me about excuse me about Kobe Bryant's sexual assault or rape charge. Um, she kind of slid it in there. And I love the fact that Miss Leslie, she defended Kobe. She was like, listen, I wasn't there. I'm not saying that things didn't happen. And how she even said, like, hey, that was years ago, number one, and you guys had plenty of time to ask about that while he was here physically. So I thought that the interview, it wasn't bad. It was not a bad interview. I thought it was done in good taste. The first half. I think towards the end, that's when it became a bit salacious to me and a bit tabloidy. And I understand that Gayle King was doing her job. She was doing what she gets paid for to do. She is a journalist. However, when you work in media, and I've worked in media only a little bit, you normally, when you do an interview, you normally have a series of questions. You normally have a public relations representative that will say, hey, here are the questions you can ask, or can you give us the questions? And we'll go over them, and we will not prep for the interview, but well, yeah, we'll prep. And we will be like, okay, this we like, this we don't like. Can we omit this? Can we talk? And I think with that, that's what Miss King should have done. Miss King should have been more, honestly, more respectful, more poised. Not saying that she didn't do a good job interviewing. She did, but it wasn't what she said. It was how it was said, and it was in the context that it was said in. Because you have to remember, he and his daughter made a rest just passed. I mean, they haven't even had the funeral yet. So you there's certain things you can't cross. But she did say this in the interview, which I actually thought was great. And I'm actually going to leave, for those of you who haven't seen it, I'm going to leave the interview down in the comments so you guys can watch it, or in the description box. But what I liked about it, as she segued into it, now this is the one thing I actually did like, and that was she said, people are complicated. People, because Gayle was like, Kobe was human, like he was a complicated person, and even Lisa Leslie voiced the same thing. She said the same thing. And so I like the fact that before she went into the allegations, she said, people are complex, leading up to said, questioning. So I thought that was good. That was actually very smart on her end. And I'm going to say this. I think she's right on that. We are all, myself included, complicated people. No matter how we may look, no matter how it may appear, we all have blood on our hands on some level. We're all a villain in somebody else's story. Trust me. So I think it wasn't what she did, it was how she did it that made people so outraged. That's just my personal opinion. So I don't think is it warranted for death threats, and even though he apologized for Calvin Broadus, also known as Snoop Dogg, also known as Snoop Lion, to do what he did, no. To call her out of her name and call her a bitch, no, you don't have to go that far. I understand why people are angry because it's too soon. But there's a way to do and say anything. That's just me. And that's on both parts because they both were wrong. She was wrong for the way it was said in the context. The public is wrong for the outrage too. So for how they're displaying the outrage. Um, and let's see, what else am I gonna say on the Gayle King situation? But I also think as a journalist, she could have been not better because she did like I said, I'm gonna show you. I'll leave the interview now so you can see it. She did a great job, but I don't know. It just could have been. They could have not steered away from that, but she could have waited for that. I think. But that's just my personal opinion, and I'm not in the media like that. But I think for someone who is, and her, that's what I wanted to say. Her saying because she issued a statement, she said it on her, I want to say like a live, like a Facebook live or whatever, that she, didn't know that CBS was going to pull the most. But that's the thing, though. You do know that, Gayle. Like, let's not play stupid. Now, that's one thing I'm going to give you a little smack on your wrist for. You know that. That's the media. That's how the media works. We live in a world where we take the snippets of something and blow it up. I mean, you watch any reality show, they will edit the crap out of them and take the most controversial thing, and that's the blurb. You know what I mean? Or they'll edit something and make that person look like a piece of crap. Now, case in point, you said what you said, but let's be real. The media also has a role in that too, production and things like that. So on that, I don't buy that. That's just my personal opinion. Now, let me move on to Oprah Winfrey and Monique. Okay. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I kind of debated talking about this because I love Oprah. I did. Now, let me rephrase that. I love Oprah's business sense. Like whomever helps her with her business and all that, baby, I need your number. I need your WhatsApp. I need your Skype. We need to talk because her business sense is bananas to me. And that's one thing about Oprah Winfrey that I have always admired. Not only that, but her being a woman of color, and her being a large woman, and her doing informative, intelligent, intellectual work. Though I really want to beat her ass for like giving us out the field and Dr. Oz, but but whatever. All right, so but I think with the Oprah Winfrey and Monique thing, and let me also say this too, I love Monique. I think Monique is great. I think Monique is funny. I think Monique is very talented. She looks fantastic. I love the fact that she's motivating people to be better physically, because I do follow her on social media, and that she's unafraid to say what she feels. Like I think that's great. I salute anybody that does that. And she's a fire sign like me, so I get it. Now, do I think that the open letter that she posted via her Instagram was smart? No, I don't. I think that was actually really petty, and I think that was really childish on her end because once again, it all goes back down to it's not what you say, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And I think in this case, that's really what it is. It's like, Monique, you know better. Like you're connected in Hollywood. Granted, you may not think so, but you know ways to get through to Miss Winfrey and have a sit down. Okay. Now I understand where Monique is coming from because it's like, okay, this whole backlash has ruined my career. But and I love Monique, I love your Auntie Mo, but let's be real. A lot of the backlash you brought, okay? Not saying that she was wrong, because honestly, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. Gender bias does exist in Hollywood. Racial bias does exist in Hollywood. That does exist. And let's be real, Oprah Winfrey did not become Oprah Winfrey by being nice. Okay? Oprah Winfrey knows, she's another one. She's a journalist. Oprah Winfrey knows how to cut it on and cut it off. When you're in the media, you know very well how to do that. You know how to be articulate. You know how to enunciate your words correctly, everything, right? But when you are off, when that camera's off, the real you comes out. Trust me. Because as somebody who's done interviews, who's done talk shows, who's, done podcasting, if you go back and you listen to my interviews before I started to really just relax and be my genuine, authentic self, I was very much that, well, hello, I'm Leo Brown. Thank you so much for allowing me to come on your lovely show today. I'm really enjoying this time. Whereas now I'm at home, and as you can see, I'm more relaxed. I'm more vibrant. You know what I mean? I'm not putting on, not saying that I was put on a fraud, but I was more professional. I was more media trained versus the way I am now on this camera. So, you know, I think what Monique is saying is true. I think it has made her life harder, but at the same time, Monique, you also have to hold yourself accountable and hold yourself responsible too, because you keep bringing this out into the public, to us, it looks like you're beating a dead horse. We understand that you're upset. We understand that you're hurt, because that's really what this is. This is not her being bitter. This is her being hurt. She feels that this woman that she admired since a young lady, a little girl, okay, she's like, how could you do this to me? You know what I mean? You're like me. You know what I mean? We're family. You're my sister. So how could my sister disappoint me? That's really what this is. And I think instead of her saying, I'm just disappointed in my sister, I thought my sister was better than that, she's just spewing out her anger, her hurt. And I don't blame her for that. But it's the way she's going about it. That's all. And with Oprah Winfrey, do I think Oprah's fake? In some ways, yes, I do. I think when it comes to business, I think when it comes to getting what she wants, you got to remember Oprah's either an Aquarian or a Capricorn. I think she is an Aquarian. Um, and if you know anything about the signs, I believe she is an Aquarius. Correct me, please, down below if I'm wrong. I think she is. But if you know anything about the signs, Aquarians air signs are very flip floppy. They can be, you know, and then Capricorns are all about business. They look at everything as a business opportunity. Everything is a investment to them. Everything is a what's in it for me. And when they invest everything. But if they feel that you are not, if you're biting the hand that feeds you, they will just pull their rug out from under you. So I think when it comes to Oprah, she is like that. Let's be real, she is. And I think not that she wants to bring Black men down. I don't think that at all. I think Oprah, even though I do say this, I think she does need to shine a light. If you're going to shine a light on everything, like Michael Jackson, like Russell Simmons, like Jay-Z, like the hip hop industry, and that aspect of entertainment, then you also should shine a light on Harvey Weinstein as well. If you're going to shine a light on something, shine it on everything. Period. And that's in any business. That's just not in business. That's in life. Because even with myself, because I'm actually, and I don't mean to make this about me, but I'm going to say this. Right now, I'm working on a new book. And I said to myself, if I'm going to sit up here and write another book, I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to tell the whole truth, warts and all. Because there are things about me that nobody knows. There are things about, myself that nobody knows that I dislike. There are things about me that, I've made some choices that were horrible. I made some that were good. I made some that were bad. The point that I'm trying to make is, if I'm going to sit up here and tell my story, I'm going to tell everything. Period. You know what I mean? And that's just the risk you take. So I think when it comes to Oprah Winfrey, I think that she's good at playing the game because let's be real, the entertainment business is the game. But well, any business is a game really. But you have to learn, as successful as she is and as powerful as she is, I think she needs to learn that it's okay to be transparent. And it's okay to say, well, you know what? Yes, I'm gonna shine a light on, Russell Simmons. Yes, I'm gonna shine a light on, the entertainment industry when it comes to hip hop and sexual, in the music industry and sexual harassment and things like that. But I'm also gonna shine a light on Harvey Weinstein too, and those like him because this is important. So my thing is with Oprah, I don't have a problem with Oprah per se, but I can kind of see why a lot of people are saying like, okay, they're pushing a narrative. She and Miss King are pushing a narrative to destroy Black men. I don't think that's the case. I think that's the way the media has painted it out to be, but it may be. I don't know. I mean, and like I said, you guys are free to disagree with me, but I think with her, I think, like I said, if you're gonna tell something, tell everything. Because you've been open about your life, why not be open about your dealings with Harvey Weinstein? Now, because people often say they're like, but she doesn't know. But my thing is, you probably have heard the circle of Hollywood is actually quite small, so you probably have heard some ramblings about what's going on. You know what I mean? Because even when they interviewed her, and this was some years ago, they interviewed her on CBS, and they asked her about it, and she kind of danced around it. Well, not kind of, she did. She danced around it, and it's like, come on now, tell the truth. If you gonna shame that devil, shame every devil, okay, including your own. So that's all I have to say about this edition of Let's Talk About It Tuesday, and about Miss Gayle King, Miss Monique, and of course Miss Oprah Winfrey. I hope you guys have enjoyed my video. If you can, leave your comments below. I want to know what you think about all of this. I want us to create a dialogue, a discussion. I think that's important. So leave your comments below. I thank you so much for watching, for subscribing, for liking my videos, for sharing. I hope my lighting is better. Let me know. And I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week, but I am going to talk about something that's important to me and to the consciousness. So, anywho, until next time, you guys, have a wonderful Tuesday, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.